Welcome back, folks. My name's Shane. In today's video, we're checking out Rode's latest microphone called the Rode Interview Pro. The Rode Interview Pro is a wireless handheld microphone that's great for run and gun interview situations, seated talk to camera videos like this, or anytime you need great quality audio out in the field. How does it perform in reality? We're actually listening to it right now. What do you think of the audio? It's been a while since I've reviewed a microphone on the channel, and this is definitely one of the most unique ones I've seen in a long time. A massive thanks to Rode for sending this sample unit out to the channel for me to test out. I really appreciate it. If you want to check this out, I'll link it down below. Here we go. Let's cover what this microphone is and who it's for. So the Rode Interview Pro is essentially a handheld interview microphone, making it great for product shows, street interviews, or anytime you need a handheld microphone that has great audio quality. The Interview Pro features an omnidirectional polar pattern, which means it's great at picking up sound from all around the capsule. For interview situations like this, it's ideal because you don't have to stress about perfect microphone placement. You can simply just have it in the general direction and it's still going to sound very good. Now, if you've watched any product shows on YouTube, there's a lot of folks who use the Rode Wireless Go transmitter as an interview microphone. This is because it also has an omnidirectional polar pattern, so it's great between two people, and that's where this really shines. This takes that audio quality to the next level. So if you're a YouTuber, documentary filmmaker, or anyone doing interviews, this microphone is going to be a great addition to the camera bag. All right, we're going to do a quick interview, a little off topic for this microphone, but at least you'll get to hear a female voice on it instead of my dopey voice the entire video. So we shoot with a mix of cameras on the channel anytime we're doing lens reviews, camera reviews, whatever. Now, you've been in front and behind both Panasonic and Sony. Which do you prefer and why?
Oh boy. I don't prefer one.
Yeah.
I don't. They have different applications and different uses, and I like things about both of them. So I like both.
So you're not a Sony fanboy?
I'm not a fanboy.
Now, if you own a Rode Wireless Go 2, a lot of people like to use these in an interview situation much like this because of that omnidirectional polar pattern. Let's do a quick audio comparison between this and the Interview Pro. And over to the Rode Interview Pro, let us know if you can hear a huge difference between this and the Wireless Go 2. Let's switch it back. And back to the Rode Wireless Go 2. Can you hear a huge difference? Let's switch it back. And back to the Rode Interview Pro. Let us know if you can hear a massive difference in the comments section. I hope this video has been helpful. If it has so far, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Let's get back to the studio. Up next, I want to talk about what makes this Rode Interview Pro special, because there's a lot under the hood. So being that it's a wireless microphone, we have the ability to sync it to the Rode Wireless Go 2, Wireless ME, and the new Wireless Pro. If you have Rodecaster Duo, Rode Streamer X, or Rodecaster Pro 2, I think, Rodecaster Pro 2, yeah, that's the one. It's going to sync perfectly to those as well. The synchronization process to the Rode Wireless Go 2 receiver that I'm using right now with my Sony FX3 was easy. I just had to push the pairing button on the receiver and also on the Rode Interview Pro microphone, and that was it, and it synced up the first time. The thing that really sets this apart from other wireless packs or other wireless microphones is the Rode Interview Pro supports internal recording thanks to the record button here on the front of the unit. There's also a handy mute button next to it in case you need to cut your audio. Now, the Interview Pro also features Rode's gain assist technology, which will digitally correct really loud or really quiet audio to send a balanced mix out to your camera or recorder, and I'm using that right now. Gain assist can be switched from automatic, which is the default setting, to dynamic for a more natural sound, which is better suited to more control conditions, and you can also switch it off if you don't want to use it. Now, automatic to my ear is a great choice for situations where you want to stress less about the end result when it comes to your recording. Speaking of recording, you can record up to 40 hours of 32-bit float audio directly inside the internal memory on this microphone. 40 hours, which is insane. So 32-bit float recordings are amazing to work with. And while I'm filming this out to my camera and recording internally on my FX3, I'm also recording now on the microphone. So this particular section of the video, you'll be listening to the recorded audio. Working with 32-bit float gives you the best possible end result for post-production if you need to adjust the audio. I'm able to bring up the quiet sections of audio in 32-bit float without introducing noise, or I can bring down clipped audio, making the audio unclippable. This is awesome, and it's really flexible if you're working with unpredictable audio. If you choose to use the onboard recording feature, there's a hidden USB-C port on the microphone body. Just unscrew the top section to connect it to your computer. The USB-C port is also the charging port, and we get up to 25 hours of operation on a single charge. This new microphone is also compatible with the Rode Central app, which allows you to listen back, manage your recordings, and update your firmware. The software is free, and I'll link it down in the description box if you want to check it out. The microphone can be fully customized in terms of recording quality, bit depth, gain assist features, LED brightness, and more within the software. So check it out, and again, I'll link it down below. Up next, we're going to talk about some of the technical specifications and what they mean in reality. So the Rode Interview Pro is a condenser microphone with a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kHz, which gives us a full range sound, but it's also still got very low handling noise. I was quite surprised just how low the handling noise is on this microphone, given the frequency response. The maximum sound pressure level on this microphone is 122 dB, which is louder than most electric guitars in a room. So if you've ever been to a gig and there's a cranking guitar player in the room, that's the kind of volume that this microphone can handle. So I don't think it's going to be a problem for any general or most use cases in this type of scenario, for example. This microphone runs on the same 2.4 GHz wireless technology found in the other Rode products, and it's got a 200 meter line of sight distance rating. So let's test it out. Over to an actual field test now. I've got my Sony FX3 set up with the Rode Wireless Go 2 receiver, so I'm not recording internally. But the benefit of this is if it ever cuts out and you're at a distance, or you turn around, you break line of sight, then you've got an internal recording, and the internal recording sounds so good. But we're just going to test out the strength of this transmission. It's rated up to 200 meters. So what I'm going to do is just walk backwards to about 40 meters or so, and we'll test it there, because 40 meters is more than far enough in my opinion. So hopefully it works well at this particular distance. I'm probably getting close to 20 meters away right now. So 20 meters is about here. I'm going to turn around and keep talking. If it does anything funny, I'll leave some information on screen. Now, it's not uncommon as soon as you break line of sight for wireless packs to basically lose signal. This is true line of sight, so I have to have the microphone in front of me with nothing blocking the signal. Let's go back a little bit further. We're gonna go back to about 40 meters, which is right around this red line, if I had to guess. So let's give this a shot. Now, if it's still working at this distance, odds are most people will be pretty happy with the wireless capability of this microphone. Now what I'm gonna do is just walk back and do like a walk and talk test. So if you're in a situation where you're interviewing someone, maybe you got the microphone out from you a little bit, two people are talking, whatever the case may be, this is to replicate handling noise, footstep noise, or anything ambient that you might be hearing picked up on the microphone. And being that it's an omnidirectional polar pattern, you might be hearing a few of the crows that I can hear in the background here. Hopefully I'm in shot here, sorry about that. Anyway, we're gonna make do with this. And again, if it ever cut out, I've got the internal recording I could always fall back on. Let's talk about everything that we get in the box. So included in the box, we get the Interview Pro microphone, a microphone clip. We get one SC34 super speed USB-C to USB-C cable for transferring the files out of the microphone to your computer. We get a ZP2 or ZP2 zip pouch and a pop filter. And this is how it sounds without the pop filter. And this is how it sounds with the pop filter here in the studio. Let's switch it back and back without the pop filter as a point of comparison. And back to the pop filter being on. Now you could absolutely just leave this on in the room. I find this microphone to be a little bit on the bright side, at least to my ear from what I've heard back so far. So if you want to tame the top end a little bit, or if you don't want any wind noise, this will definitely do the job. It's amazing just how thick this is right towards the tip, which is fantastic. So it should do a really great job out in the field. Now, if you're someone who owns a Rode PSA-1 boom arm like I do, you can use it with this particular microphone, but the microphone is so light that I can't actually lower this down without it doing this. So just keep that in mind. If you do want to use it with this particular boom arm, you'll have to position the microphone in a bit of a different position like you would with, say, a Shure SM7B or whatever microphone you choose to use. So just keep that in mind, but it can definitely be used thanks to the omnidirectional polar pattern. It means it's going to pick up sound irrespective of where I place it. And we don't have cables running everywhere, which is always a good thing. All right, let's wrap this video up. I'm gonna give you my thoughts about the Rode Interview Pro after using it for the last few days. Now, I have to tell you, one of the cool things about this is the internal recording. It's an absolute lifesaver. There's certain times where things can go wrong. You know, the wireless pack battery might run out or whatever the case may be, and you've still got a recording directly on the microphone, and that recording to my ears sounds fantastic. Now, inherently, or at least with the wireless pack through the preamps of the camera, this does sound a little bit on the bright side, but it's something that you could easily fix in post just by bringing down a little bit of the higher frequencies on an EQ curve in Final Cut or DaVinci. So that's definitely not a deal breaker. This is one of the most impressive microphones I've used in a very long time. Another huge benefit to the Rode Interview Pro is the fact that it's got really low handling noise. Whether I'm walking or changing hands, you hardly hear anything coming through, if anything at all. So as I'm changing hands right now, I'm just being very reckless with the microphone, and odds are it's still going to perform great. This is something that I didn't expect, being that we get that full 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz frequency response. It is an omnidirectional polar pattern, which means it will pick up more sound around the microphone, so it's not as isolated as a lav mic. There's a right and wrong tool for every job, but in a quiet enough situation outside, I could absolutely see myself getting into having something in my hand to talk to the camera with. Just a little bit more interesting from a viewer's perspective, at least in my opinion anyway. But yeah, if you've been using the Rode Wireless Go as an omnidirectional interview microphone, you've now got a better option, and I really like this. So massive thanks again to Rode for sending this out. I really appreciate it. If you want to check this out, I'll link it below. Thanks again for watching. My name's Shane, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya.